Not happy Bards.
If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take back those words that have hurt you, and you'd stay.
Equally not happy, Grant. Very disappointing day indeed.
How about a sad song to help me get further down? So down like I'm drowning, so down like I'm dying. How about a sad song to pull the rug from under me? When I was okay, when I was sane, when I found my way, yeah.
I thought I'd got over it until I started talking to you before the show, and it's all come back, all come flooding back. This is not good.
No, it's not, mate. I've put it out of sight, out of mind for the last 3 days, and now that we're talking about it again, I don't want to revisit it.
There's not one good thing to talk about out of this game.
No, not really. Maybe a little bit of a good effort at the third quarter when we showed what we could do to come back, but we left everything else behind.
Scores?
Hawthorn 11-15-81, Sydney 14-7-91.
I thought you were going to say, who cares?
How about scoring shots? 26-21.
I think we won everything like that.
You don't want to know, to be honest. Inside 50, 61, Sydney 43. 61 to us, 43 to them, Grant. It's exactly the same as what happened last week, except for last week we managed to pinch a game. This week we didn't.
Point scorers, Bards?
Yeah, point scorers. Well, we've got a few goal kickers. Starting at the top, the big man had a decent day. Franco had three goals, 4 unfortunately. 2 to Bruce, 2 to Hale, which was 2-2. 2 to Gunston, 1 to Isaac Smith, and 1 to Xavier Ellis. First goal of the game.
All right, well, my question again, point scorers or the offenders list?
Franklin, 4 behinds. Hale, 2 behinds. Gunston, 1 behind. Sewell, 2 behinds. Suckling, 1 behind. Jared Roughhead, 3 behinds.
Right, remember their names? We're looking for big things in season 2013. I think they owe us all.
Hopefully some goals, not some points.
Votes, Bards. I think we're struggling with that too, aren't we?
It's a bit of a struggle, but there was a couple of blokes I thought did put their hand up. Number 1 on that list, and the man I actually picked for the Norm Smith medal, so I was feeling we didn't get across the line, was Brad Sewell. 33 possessions, 19 of them contested, 11 clearances, 6 inside 50s, a pretty all-round game from Sewell. For a man of his older age compared to some of the young ones, he showed him how it should be done in the final, so I'll give him 5. Franklin had a great game, apart from his little bit of kicking for goal woes. 24 possessions for him, and he gets the 4 votes. I'll give 3 to Mitchell. Tried hard, probably down a little bit on what he's capable of. Wasn't too bad overall. And then after that, mate, it's a bit of a lottery. I'm just going to go with a goal kicker and give 2 to David Hale. I thought he gave us an option at times. 2 goals, 2. If that had been 4 goals, we might have been laughing. And the single vote, mate, I'm going to give it a bloke who's been much maligned through the finals, and that's Shuey. I thought he did a pretty good job. He didn't have many marks taken on him. Didn't have a great deal of possession, about 12, but used it well, 83%, and I thought wasn't a bad day. I'll give him a vote for coming back, because before the game he was probably public enemy number 1, thinking he was going to get another bar.
So let's ask everyone to stay tuned for the Bards Low, which will be out before the Peter Crimmins medal. It'll be a good indication of who's likely to win the Peter Crimmins medal, won't it, Bards?
It should be, mate. A lot like the coaches, I know what I'm talking about.
I'll tell you what, if we nail that one, we're back next year. We're back next year anyway.
Got my margin for last week when I say I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, we needed Wetters for the last show because he would have picked Sydney.
Exactly right. He's a Sydney fan. I think his roots are coming back there.
I think Wetters just cracked the shits because I tried to dial him in for this and he didn't want to be any part of it.
Probably pop up online again before. He's just teasing us.
Yeah. Right, you did from the back line last week. I'm going to ask your assessment of each player. Give me a rating out of 10.
Oh, geez. Question without notice, Grant.
Jared Roughhead.
3.
Jordan Lewis.
5.
Matt Suckling.
4.
Sam Mitchell.
6.
Josh Gibson.
5.
The X-Man.
3.
Burgoyne.
6.
Clinton Young.
4.
Brad Sewell.
What are we going out of?
10.
9.
Kyle Cheney.
5.
Give him 10 because he didn't play, lucky bastard.
He looked all right on the sidelines after the game. Disappointed.
This is the squad I'm going through. Grant Birchall.
Oh, he was down, mate. 5.
5, I would have given him 1. Luke Hodge.
Hodgie was not at his best, mate. I'll give him 6, but the trainer who couldn't manage to tape his head up properly needs to get a -6, because, seriously, when we needed him on the ground, he's on the bench. Come out at half-time with a big cut over his eye. I'm thinking, why isn't that taped up 100 times? But no, they'll be right.
Isaac Smith.
Oh, 5.
Gunston.
5.
Hale.
Hale was all right, 6.
The Macho Man, Shane Savage.
Who?
Bruce.
6.
Buddy.
8.
Strats.
Oh, was he out there? 4.
Shuey.
5.
Shields.
Yeah, Shieldsy was all right. I'll give him 6.
Poppy.
Unsighted, mate. 4.
Right, I'll give this next one. Tom Murphy, 10.
Should have played him. The forwards that he picks up were the ones that kick their goals.
Yeah. Cyril.
4.
He was not sighted after half time. Where was he?
I said to you earlier, mate, I think I had a sore something because I saw him tackle a few blokes and he was taking a long time to get up off the ground. He wasn't right.
And the last one in the squad, and this is what I'm going to say. Max, where were you? You better be bloody in the team next year.
Yeah, mate, we'll give him 10 for turning up.
So it won't be a blow-by-blow account, Bards, but was it a mistake to kick with the wind in the first quarter?
It was a bit hard. I was sitting in that pocket at that end, and because you're protected by the stand, I didn't realise how effective the wind actually was. I was more thinking of, do you want to come home to your cheer squad end, that sort of theory. And I thought, when he went against it, I thought, maybe he wants to come down to him with the third quarter, premiership quarter and all that. But it may have had an effect, because it definitely did seem like that was a scoring end.
Apparently Burton reckons that you never kick with the wind in a really windy day on a grand final because of the first 15 minutes as everyone's settling down. So you never get the chance to really capitalise in that first 15 minutes.
And we didn't either. And then once we got going, and we were probably 5 seconds off another goal, or less, because Shields actually put that one through at the end of the first quarter just after the siren went. So yeah, in hindsight, maybe not wasting that first 15 minutes might have been handy.
So you get to the second quarter, and you get the feel that it's just like 2008 in reverse.
Yep.
We're missing everything. We can't get into the game.
Yep, I see what you're saying there, mate. That quarter, I think I said to you or someone else, that it was probably the worst quarter we've played for the year, and you could probably argue the 9 goals would give Geelong head start late in the season was worse, but in a grand final where things are on the line, we just didn't look like scoring, and we didn't look like stopping them scoring. It was, we went from 20 points up to 20 points down or whatever it was, and the game looked half over by then. Yeah, they just wasteful when they went forward, just turned the ball over, didn't even get shots on goal. I think we kicked 1 point for the quarter or something. Yeah, just wasted the ball, which, like you said, is what Geelong did against us. I think that we played better footy. We sort of were a good side against Geelong that day, and we kept playing good footy, but yeah, we just wasted it this time, man.
What was obvious in that quarter and the last was we were really missing Goo and Whitecross.
Yeah, absolutely. The extra midfielder in Whitecross and the hardness at the ball, and then obviously his ability when he goes forward, quite handy. And Guerra, and especially his kicking out, I don't think we can underestimate that. We had Birchall, Suckling, and maybe Burgoyne doing the job. I can't recall one time where any of them chipped it to a bloke in that little hole 40 metres out that opens up the whole ground. Most of the time it was just, they kicked 11 points or something. Well, no, sorry, 7, so there weren't that many, but most of the time, we did kick out. It was just a long kick to the flank and a 50-50 contest. There was no coast-to-coast goals, there was no hidden targets, and that's where Guerra excels, so I think it did cost us.
So they kicked the first goal in the third quarter, and if you look at your watch and you go, when will I be out of here? Because you really think they're on a roll, we cannot stop this. It was 6 goals to 1 point in the second quarter. They got the first goal of the third quarter. And then we came back. And did you start to get excited?
I did, mate. It was unbelievable. There was some high fives going everywhere. I think they actually got the first 2 goals of the third quarter. And when they got the second one, put them 30 points up, and I thought, well, this thing's over here. And then we did start getting that roll on. And the crowd, I was sitting a couple of bays around from the cheer squad, and the noise were going, the chants were coming up, and I got the chant going at one stage, and I thought, here we go, we're right in this up to our elbows now. We're going well. And then, unfortunately, the ex-skipper and one of our better players for the year, Sam Mitchell, decided that whoever brain fade and throw the ball away. And it cost us all momentum. They walked it up the other end for a shot at goal and kicked the goal, and to be honest, we probably lost the game when you look back on it now.
You don't think when we get to the last quarter and Hale gets that goal out of the ruck and we're 2 goals up at that stage and we're bombing the ball in, that we shouldn't have been way ahead at that stage?
Oh, absolutely.
That's not where we lost it.
Look, you're probably right. I'm probably saying we lost it there because he's cost us a goal and given them some momentum when we've lost the game by 10 points. But you're right, we did get to 2 goals up, and I remember saying to the bloke I was sitting with, I said, another goal here, that gives us a 3-goal lead. They've got to kick 4, or they've got to kick 3 and get a point as well. That would have been huge, and we had the opportunities for that. I think Gunston might have hit the post, Franklin might have kicked one out in the full. And then, like you said, we'll just bomb it. Like, instead of trying to hit a target, we're hitting a target, right? We're hitting LRT with kicks to the goal square, and he's there by himself, thanks very much. Or, it's Poppy onto 3 of them. But to be honest, I think they panicked. They didn't know how to absorb the bit of pressure and just try to find that target. And, you just knew that when the ball got out of there, it was going to run up the other end for a goal really quick, and that's exactly what happened. And, my cousin said to me, he said it was like they knew they were the better team, but they were scared of losing. And that sort of caused them to just panic and not do what we would normally do and hit targets. And it got costly because, like I said, they did run it up the other end and they got 2 quick ones. And once they got those 2 and they were in front, mate, we're never going to come back into it.
It's sort of that issue that we have with Geelong, isn't it? That psychological issue, and it sort of came back a few times this year in terms of those close ones, and we couldn't always ice them. The Sydney game was probably the exception. Looking back now, that's probably where we peaked.
Yeah, no, you're right there, because the week after against West Coast we were down a bit, and Collingwood we got up for, but that Sydney game, we'd had a good run right up to then, and we got through a hard patch and won all the games, apart from the Geelong one. And it's disappointing, but the best way to address that is don't put yourself in the position, I suppose. Take your opportunities and kick more goals and points is a good start, and, be 3 or 4 goals up and the pressure's off, and you probably get the 5th and the 6th one because, things are going good. But once we got that element of doubt into us, it's going to be a struggle.
Who do we recruit?
Someone from sort of Gunston's age group, that's probably where there's a bit of value. Someone that they've spotted in the past and they think they can improve, and that's probably what they're going to go after. It'd be great to be able to go out and just grab the comp's best centre-half back like a Ben Reid or something like that, but it's not going to happen. So look after what we've got. We've got some good kids, mate. That Alex Woodward, I know we haven't seen much of him, but I reckon he will be a player. He'll be right to go. Obviously, Whitecross we're not going to have for the year, so it's going to make it a little bit harder. But look, we know our footy. When we play our footy and we score, that old thing from me, we score over 100 points, we don't lose many games. So we've just got to work out a way, and it's up to Clarko and the boys, I guess, to work out a way of stopping that sides from compressing us like Sydney did, especially in that second quarter and the first half of the third. They just blocked our run. We got no flow. We couldn't use the ball. So we've got to work out ways to combat that. But other than that, mate, I think talent-wise, we've still got the side to win the thing. We just need to get it right on the day.
Hey, man, I'm alive. I'm taking each day and night at a time. I'm feeling like a Monday, but someday I'll be Saturday night.
Gets harder again though, doesn't it? Because Carlton will have a lot of players back in. They'll have a better coach, apparently. Richmond should be on the march. Adelaide, we saw their potential, although Tippett going could actually pull them back because they were pretty dangerous if they had the 2 tall forwards, but that won't be.
How would their side be? Adelaide, if they still had Gunston and Phil Davis and Bock in it.
Yeah.
They've lost some players through this period.
Yeah, quite scary. Essendon, surely they're not going to have that run of soft tissue injuries now. They've got Brendan Goddard. So it's got to be a big pre-season, doesn't it? We can't just assume because we made it this time, we nearly got there last year, that our number's up. It's hard work, hard work, hard work.
That's it. And look, the players are determined this year to get to where they got after what happened last year, or they should be more determined to grab that flag. And there's, over half that side haven't got a flag, and they're going to be pretty keen. So, the game plan will need to be tweaked. You just can't take the same thing the next year. It never works. Sides work you out. So there'll need to be an ace up the sleeve, but hopefully we can work it out.
And the final thing is, it looks like we're going to have to find a new senior assistant coach.
Yeah, it's looking like Mr. Cameron's first in line for the job over at Port Adelaide from all reports. As long as Koshy is a fan, he might get the gig. So, look, that's good luck. You take a bloke like Cameron, you know that he's trying desperately for a senior job, and he's probably going to get one. So that's all right, mate. I'm sure that there's other options out there. I'm not sure exactly who, but there'll obviously be options out there. Maybe Matty Knights.
Alan Richardson?
Yeah, Richardson. Who else could we have in mind? Who finished the year at Port?
How about Stuart Dew?
Stuart Dew. Can't believe he did it. George Stone and Stuart Dew. It hurts.
And a guy called Kennedy.
Yeah, and he was good, the young fella too, wasn't he? I did actually put their hands together when he walked up to receive his medallion, and see the footage on the TV of his grandfather giving him the big cuddle on the ground and telling him he was proud of him was pretty touching, and it would have broken Tanger's heart to see the Hawks lose, but I think the compensation of seeing his son win a flag would have helped him out on the day.
I heard Robert Shaw on Sunday say one of the greatest things he saw at a grand final was he wasn't paying attention to what was going on with Sydney, he was paying attention to what was going on with Hawthorn. And he said, Kanga Kennedy has not lost the passion one little bit, because there were the Hawthorn players all sitting on the ground moping, and one by one he went and grabbed their hand and lifted them up to their feet, spoke to each one. Now, if that's not inspiring for 2013, what would be?
That's him, mate. He's an impressive man, and the respect he commands and the love for the club he's got, it's what gives us all that little hope that one day Josh will come back to play for his grandfather's side again. Might not happen, but it's wishful thinking. He wouldn't be the player he was if he was with. I have no doubt in that, because the players that were ahead of him are still on our side, but it would be nice for him to come home at some stage.
So I'll leave you with this. It's a little piece of hope, but nonetheless, we can rest on this for summer. 1971, 1976, 5 years. 1978, 1983, 5 years. 2008, 2013. Work it out for yourself, Bards.
I'll add to that, mate. Last time we lost the grand final, we won the next two.
So, we're not singing as we're winning, but we still go Hawks.
Down Hawks.
We're a happy team at Hawthorn. We're the mighty fighting horse. We love our club and we play to win, riding the bumps with a grin at Hawthorn. Come what may, you'll find us striving. Teamwork is the thing that talks.